Hey everybody, welcome to another daily devotion. Good to have you with us today. My name is Dave, and I'm a Christian recording artist and a worship leader based in New Jersey. Good to have you with us. I try to do these on Saturdays so that we have the weekend to kind of meditate on and kind of enjoy a little extra time to spend in God's Word. So hopefully this connects with you today. Today we're going to be talking about Psalm 139. Let me grab this Bible here and open up to Psalm 139, and we can kind of dig into it a little bit. I just wanted to focus in on four verses. So 139, 13 through 16. Here's what it looks like in my Bible. Pretty cool. The psalm is titled God's Omnipresence and Omniscience. So his always being there and always being involved. So I have inside of our worship room membership area, we have this section called Daily Dose of Worship. And so for a while, I think there's about 600 of these in there right now. And they're kind of, when I take a break in between walking through actual chapters and books of the Bible, like we have a study on Matthew, right now we're in the middle of a study on John, but when I'm in between those, we kind of just do these one-off kind of Bible devotions, these devotions just on particular verses that are interesting, and we can just tell a little story about them. So that's where this comes from, and so I wanted to chat a little bit about this and then kind of dig a little deeper into it, if that's okay with you guys. Hopefully you're doing great. Hopefully the week was great. I had a really good week. I just came off the road with a band called Sanctus Real. We were out with them last weekend. We got 20 kids sponsored last weekend, which was amazing. And it was just an awesome time of ministry. I'm going to be doing some follow-up videos on those shows that I'll be releasing probably next week on social media. So, man, it was a really good weekend of ministry. So if you're a member, thank you guys. If you are a member, thank you guys, because you helped me pay for hotel rooms last weekend and for gas so that I could get from A to B to C to D. So it was a great weekend. So thank you guys so much. If you want to become a member, right down at the bottom, you'll see a web address. Just go to jointheworshiproom.com. You can get involved in our membership and get access to over 500 hours of content by way of devotions and Bible studies and worship videos, and you just get involved in helping us sponsor a child, giving a kid food, clothing, clean water, and healthcare, and you get to just feed back into this ministry so that you can be a part of everything that we're doing. So, if you want to join us, please do head over to jointheworshiproom.com. Now, let's talk about Psalm 139. Let me just read through these verses, okay? You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. Some translations say knit together. This particular translation says this one says knit as well. No, this one says wove. You wove me in my mother's womb. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. Now, it's kind of incredible to even just think this way. That's why we're talking about the omniscience and the omnipresence of the Father. Because to even think this way, knowing that I would be sitting here recording this, you would be sitting there watching this before we were even born, is kind of incredible and kind of makes your head just ache a little bit. But it's incredible and amazing and marvelous and awesome and awe-inspiring all at the same time. There's really no words kind of for what this passage is describing, right? As I was writing this, I was kind of shaking my head. Every day, every moment was laid out before a single day had even passed. Every day? Every moment? Yeah. I can't even begin to kind of wrap my head around this, and yet It's true. God in his incredibleness, if that's even a word, mapped it all out before we were even a thought. Just think about that for a minute. Think about your day today. Like, what happened? You woke up, breakfast, and then boom, you're right into devotions. If you're watching this on Saturday morning, maybe you're watching this in the evening, right? So what happened during your day? God knew all of it before it happened. I can't even think about it right now because it's almost like just too much to even comprehend. So let's start a little bit by asking a bit of a weird question, right? When you look in the mirror, what's the first thing that you notice? Most of us have a kind of a scanning habit that we go through when we wake up in the morning, or when we look at the mirror, we kind of scan for the blemish, the gray hair, the thing we wish we could edit out, right? We live in a world that kind of sells optimization. Just always being at the most pristine level. The idea that we're almost a collection of parts that need to be fixed, that need to be updated or replaced. But today, let's just think about this passage a little bit. Let's invite ourselves into just kind of looking at this through a bit of a different lens. We're looking at Psalm 139. We just read it. And so 13 through 16 of the verses we're focusing in on. And the passage basically says you're not a mass-produced product. You are a custom-built person. Okay? Let that just kind of settle in. Just take a breath and let that just settle in. Verse 13, it says, For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I love the imagery of knitting. I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother, who was an organist in our church, but she was also, she knit all the time. And knitting, it's really intentional, right? You have to focus in on what you're doing with knitting, and you can't kind of veer off the path because that'll take you down making a third sleeve or a longer scarf than you intended, whatever. But if you drop a stitch, the whole thing is affected. And so you have to be present for not just a few of the loops, you have to be present for every single loop. And so David's telling us that God didn't just command us into existence. He didn't just hit print on a human template, right? There wasn't a 3D printer that just said, oh, boom, make Dave today. It wasn't that. He was present in the hidden places. He was there in kind of the dark room of the womb, right? He was there before it all even happened, weaving us together, our DNA, those little quirks, that stuff that we might think are flaws, all of that was knit together by the Father. And so, it just leaves us kind of just gasping for air, right? Trying to understand what this means, right? We're not a byproduct. We're a project of the intimacy of the Father. And so then we go to verse 14. It says, I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know full well that your works are wonderful. And to be honest, right, sometimes I don't know that full well. Right, David's quote here is wonderful, and saying, "Oh, I know full well that this is happening." But sometimes it's like, is it real? We have doubt, right? Doubt just consumes our minds. Some days we feel pretty average. Some days we feel just like a mess. We're just not into it at all. But the Hebrew word for fearfully is either yer or yare. I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced, but it doesn't mean God was scared while making us. It carries the weight of reverence and awe. It's the feeling you get when you stand at the edge of the Grand Canyon. If you've been there, I've been there. It's absolutely amazing to just stand there and behold this wonder of the world, basically. And so that's the thought pattern that God had when he knit us together in the womb. When he looks at us, he sees something that demands reverence. Again, what? But yes, not because of what we've done. Remember, at this point in the psalm, the person hasn't even been born yet. This was the precursor to the birth, right? But it's because of who we are. We're wonderfully made. We're a wonderful work because the artist who made us doesn't make junk. There's that t-shirt wandering around that says, I know I'm perfect because God don't make no junk, right? Seen it a lot. And so we get into the verse 16. It says, your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days for me were ordained and were written in your book before one of them even came to be. So this is really kind of where it gets a little personal. God isn't surprised by our lives. He's not sitting in heaven saying, oh no, I didn't see that plot twist coming whenever that plot twist happened. And it happens to all of us. He's not sitting up there saying, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. He saw the unformed body, the raw and the messy, the unfinishedness of it all. And he loved us before the story even started being read. Before the story even started happening, God loved it. Loved it. He already had us written in the book of days. It means that we're held. It means that we're held close to the Father. Even on the days when we feel like it's a mess, it's ugly, things are tragic, God still loves us. Just think about, here's a quote. You were a thought in the mind of God before you were a heartbeat in the world. And so as you go into the day today, or as you end your day and go into tomorrow, try to catch yourself when you start scanning, right? The facial issues, the weight issues, the messes, the disasters that you think are in your life. Remember the knitting, right? Remember how we were woven. Remember the book, right? The book of days that we were written into before it even started. We're hand-stitched. We're a masterpiece. You're a masterpiece. And it just blows my mind. So maybe today, take a minute, just kind of rest inside of Psalm 139. You can just read the whole Psalm. It's only 20 verses for 19 verses. Let me see here. I have to turn the page. But just kind of hang out in the Psalm today. It's 24 verses, right? So just meditate on that. Just hang out in the Psalm. I'm going to do this today. Absolutely. I'm going to state it. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to read through Psalm 139 today. So take a minute, understand how much the Father loves you, how much he loves me, and how much he cares for us, and how wonderfully we were knit together. Love it. It's awesome. Okay. Enjoy the day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of this. If you want to join us, please head over to jointheworshiproom.com. Get involved there. You will love it. You'll love our community there. We have people just praying for and with each other, being involved in life together. It's really awesome. And then we get involved on live worship nights as well on Monday nights. You can get involved in those as well. And we'd just love to have you be a part of it. Okay? Take a breath. Know that you're loved by the Father. And let him inhabit your day today. Okay? Enjoy Psalm 139. We'll see you guys on the next one.